Well, hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper coming to you on Wednesday. And Wednesday means it's time for stamping through my stash. And what does that mean exactly? It means that I'm going to ink up every stamp that's in the set. And if there are dies, we're going to have them all cut out so that you can see exactly what is in the set. The reason I do this is twofold. Number one, you get to make sure that all your stamps and dies are working properly because you have a 3-month guarantee on them. And number two is that as soon as you've inked up and used your stamp sets and your dies, you are more likely to use them in the future. It gives you a jump start on your creativity. My name is Jackie Vandersar Boot, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada and in the Netherlands. And the way Stampin' Up! Works is that people can sell in different markets. So, for example, I'm Canadian, so I cannot sell to Americans. I cannot sell to people in Australia or New Zealand, but I'm also a demonstrator in the Netherlands, and then I can sell all throughout the EU and the UK. So that's pretty awesome, and I hope you take advantage of that. So let's take a look at what we're going to play with today. The stamp set is called Sending Cheer, and it comes with some great dies. I have to say this was not at the top of my list, but now I'm so glad I have it because I'm more of a vintage girl and not a cutesy girl. And when I first saw this stamp set, I thought that's kind of cutesy. However, look at, there's all my little stash of things that I've played with. I'm just going to move them out of the way. So I'm showing you the dies first, actually. So we have the stocking. Oh, the stocking isn't even in here. Oh, my stocking is missing. All right, well, that's not good. We're going to find the stocking. This is the top for the stocking, and you can also give it a fluffy top, okay? And the fluffy top also goes on top of the Santa hat, on the bottom of the Santa hat. And then there's, I thought this was a flower, but that's actually the pom-pom for the Santa hat. Then we have a gingerbread man, we have a little tag, we have hearts, we have, those look like leaves, and they could be used as leaves, but those are actually the things for the stocking, the heel and the toe. We've got a holly die cut, we've got berry die cuts, little hearts. And I wondered what the little hearts are for, but they are for the gingerbread man, okay? So let's get started. I first have to find my stocking die because that is not good. I don't want to miss that. Well, you may as well be part of the fun. Here, remember I said I had a pile of stuff? Well, if you look very carefully, let me zoom in and tell me if you can see it. Do you see the die sticking out in between? Here it is. So there's the stocking die. And then we have the little circle that has the open me. And here I've put a stocking together. So here you can see the top, the toe, and the heel. Here it is stamped. Just a minute. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see more. Here we have the, oh look, I've got a, this die was in there too. The present die. So you can stamp and cut. And this is what it looks like if you haven't stamped. So then you have to do something else with it. Here is the holly. Here is the Santa hat, and I've put it on the tag. So there's also a big tag. I'll show you that in a minute here. And I've run it through the embossing folder. So I found that the combination of this stamp set goes perfectly with this embossing folder. And it's called Christmas Tidings Embossing Folder. So I've used that. So I cut out the tag and then I ran it through the embossing folder. Isn't that cute? See, and it matches with the present. See? So I'm using, the card I'm making today with you will do that double duty with the embossing folder and then stamps. Then we have this die. And so what you can do is I'll show you. So here's the die of the present, and then instead, I'm going to grab some scissors. Here we go. I'm going to turn it upside down. That'll make it easier. And I'm just going to cut across. See? So I'm cutting the bow off, and then I can add this bow on, and then look, I have a whole other present. So that's really cool. You can do that with your pattern paper. It's really simple. And then here is the stocking with the fluffy top. And then I've got a present that I've done with a red bow. There's also, this is quite funny. This is the envelope fits into that tag too. And do you see all the red in behind there? I have made those little berries a couple of times, and then I've squished them, and then I peeled them off, and I made new ones, and I should make another one. But that's really cute too. So that tag does all kinds of things. It cuts out the little envelope, but it also makes for a layering tag that you can do with a few more layers. So that's really cool. And then here we have the gingerbread man cut out. And this time I've embossed the smiley face in with white. And then I made a card. I'll show you. You can compare the difference. Here's a card. And there's with the little red die cuts, the little hearts. And then I just put it on the embossing folder and I sponged that with white craft ink. And you can see here is the gingerbread die cut. And here's the gingerbread man in the embossing folder. I just love the repetition of the pattern. And then here I have it in the tag. So simple card, super cute. Yeah. So let's stamp them now. I've shown you the die cuts. I think I've shown all of them. Yeah, so we'll move those out of the way. We'll take the dies so I don't lose those. I usually put a magnetic sheet in the inside of my case, and then I put all the dies on there because it's just, this is a mess. And I don't like keeping them in the case that they come in. So let's take a look. Move this out of the way, and we'll get a piece of white. And I put all the sayings on one block, so that makes it quicker. And just move it a little bit closer there. So I'm using just Memento ink. Tap, tap, tap. I hope none of them are upside down. We're about to find out. Oh, all of them are upside down. You know what? I don't want to use my, well, I guess I'm going to, yeah, that's okay. I was dithering about using a brand new sheet of white paper. So there we go. See, and I had forgotten about the little stars, the little asterisks. That's kind of cute. So, and then that is upside down, the ho. So that's like a ho, ho, ho. So then you can, here. Do I have a little block handy? I do. I'll do that for a minute. And then I'll show you. And we'll do it in red. Why not in red? Real red. So that's what's nice, because maybe you only want one ho ho, or maybe you want 3 ho ho ho. And because it's a photopolymer, it's really easy to line them up. So that's cute. Then we might as well continue with the present. So here's the present. There must be a little hair or something on there that made that little little line. There's nothing wrong with my stamp, but when that happens, make sure you check that you wash your stamp off and then stamp again to make sure that there's not a problem with the stamp. So I'm going to do that because I have noticed that before. So I'm going to clean it and see if it stamps like that again, because if it does, that means there's a defect in the stamp. And then I could take a picture of that and send it to Stampin'Up and say, you know what, I have a defaulty stamp, and they'll send you a whole new stamp set. So let's do it again in green. See, and there's no circle. So there's not a problem with my stamp. There was just a little dusty thing on there. So that's good to know. So I should clean this for a minute. So that's one of the reasons we stamp through our stash, so that you know for sure that your stamps are working fine, because usually they are. But in the odd case that they're not, it's really sad if you don't figure that out till like 4 months, 5 months, 6 months later, and then Stampin'Up says, well, sorry, the 3 months are past. It's, you know, we can't help you anymore. So here I'm going to stand up. I stood up so that I could look over top. See, and it's still not perfect. It should be to the left a little bit, but that's okay. So that's really cute. Now let's see. Do I have left some in the case. I'm looking for my, yeah. I have my gingerbread man, my envelope, and my stocking. And then you can see that I've stamped that already in red, and so it discolored. The photopolymer stamps will stain a little bit, but it doesn't affect their wear at all. But the dark colors, the reds especially, are brutal. You can stamp your stamp first in Versamark, and sometimes that can help alleviate the amount of staining. I just found a cute little stamp. All right, so now I'm getting a big block. And with the envelope, see, I mean, I need to clean that. It got dirty. Make sure one side is totally smooth, and then you'll just get a rectangle. You want to make sure you put it properly on your block. Okay. Ask me how I know. Okay. I don't know if I want a really dark envelope, but okay, we're going to do it. We're going to have a dark green envelope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to make sure there. And then you could decorate it with a holly and put some berries on it. Now, one tip, there is a berry stamp and there is a berry die, but that's, I don't have the patience for it. So I love this new product that we have. I'll show you at the end. I'm going to grab it now so that I don't forget, but it's really cool. Okay, so next we're going to stamp the stocking. So we have that. And then we could just leave it like that. And if you cut it out, look, if you put the die on it, then it will cut out and you have it completely. You don't have to do anything else to make a top on it. You could add puff paint if you want, but that's just simple. Or if you don't have, yeah, you do need the die. If you didn't have the die, you'd really have to imagine it. Now, let's say you don't have the die. You could, here, see, that looks cute. Then you could just cut it out. And you could also cut out use the die and just cut it out of patterned paper. That paper is from the St. Nick, and that is a online exclusive. Traditions of St. Nick, it's called. I love it, and that was just the other side of it. Okay, the next thing we need is the gingerbread. Oh, crap, that wasn't good. It was a little sticky on the bottom of my ink pad. Pecan pie is the perfect color for your gingerbread man. So here we go. He's really dark there. There he's stamped off, and then he's a light one. I don't know why the other one is lighter. I must have just really inked it up really darkly. So you can see the little openings where you can put the little red dies. And now I think that, like, he looks all right when he's got black eyes there. That does look cute, but it looks really cute when it matches the rest of them and it's embossed in white. So I might as well give him a face too. There. Now you could use the product that I'm going to show you at the end. Now what else do I have that I need to show you still? I think, oh yeah, here, we'll stamp the little holly berries. I keep closing my ink pads because I don't want to get my fingers in them. Here. And then I'll show you the little stamp. There is a stamp, and I think I've left it in here. Let me see. Yeah, the little berries are still in here. Now I have a little tip for you. These tiny little stamps, they're photopolymer, right? I mean, they're all photopolymer. But what happens with photopolymer, they stick really well to our blocks. But that same stickiness also lets dirt from your fingers and your hands and from the environment also stick to your block. So especially the little ones are really susceptible to that. And what happens then is that they lose their stickiness and they're easy to lose. They'll fall off your stamp, your case or your block, and they disappear. I had to look for this one. And so you want to wash it with dish soap. But when you do that, make sure you put the plug in your sink because otherwise you could lose that little guy down the drain. So be careful with that. So this is the little berries. And for stamping, it's super cute, see? But now I'm going to show you the product. I think I've shown you all the stamps. I still have it. Oh, that's what that thing is for. I was wondering. Okay, let's have a look. These are, you could use these for a background. I didn't know what to do with this. I'll show you. Look, and you'll see it right away. See, for making a background, it matches with the stocking. How cute is that? Okay, so you can make your own little background paper. And then there's little hearts as well that you could do the same thing with. The heart die is bigger. See here, look. There's a heart die cut that's bigger because the heart stamps are 3 in a row. So unless you cut them apart, you don't want to do that because those hearts fit exactly in your Let's just, I'm going to get a little block. Okay, so we'll tap that on some red and look. Now, I wasn't sitting above it, so it's not perfect, but that's what the red little hearts are for. So you don't want to, you know, oh, that's green now, silly girl. Okay, see, I could put them on my envelope too. See, that's kind of cute. So I'm going to show you the product. So let's put those here, this leaf. And then look at this. There's 6 of them all together, these cute little bottles. So they're called enamel affected, metallic enamel effects, and they come in silver and copper and gold. So those are really cool. So that's one assortment. And then they also come in pearlized black, red, and white. So let's take the red for a minute. And you can make different sizes, which is really cool. If you're making 3, you want to do 1 at a time. Because if you do 3 all at once, then they kind of melt together. They attach. It's like, yeah, they adhere. So you don't want to do that. So that's why it takes a bit of time. So, but I'll show you, what the white one looks like. See? So we can decorate our stocking, and it's this person likes bling. So we're going to make a row of pearls going across. How cute is that? And when they dry, they stay nice and glossy. They're just really beautiful. And then the black, we could have given him button eyes. And then don't worry about that little pointy thing. That will go down and slide back into a round. Okay? He looks like he's got a bit of an eye problem, but no. So these are super nice. I used it on a card with the silver. I don't know. I'm going to see if I can find that card for you. Okay, so this is a card that I made yesterday for my stories and stamps. And do you see the word sending? Well, that tiny little dot on the eye, I lost it. I had it, and it was just so small, so I used the silver pearl to put the eye on there. So that's pretty handy for that kind of thing. Anyway, this is called Warmest Heart. And I made this in honor of my father, Pup. He was a farmer, and we used to always bring him a thermos of coffee in the field, and that was really cool. Okay, are we ready to make a card? I better not lose my little dies. And so what I'm going to do, okay, so I put that little die away, and I want to show you, see, I have this present, and I didn't stamp it perfectly. So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to trim down the one side so it's not as big. And if you want varying sizes of presents, I want to make this one a short one, so I'm going to cut it right across like that. And now I have a small present, and I'm using that on my card. So we're going to start with a basic white card base. So this one is 11 inches by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2, or it's 14, no, what's 14.85, 29 centimeters, whatever the length of an A4 is, scored at 14.85, and it's by 10.5 centimeters. And then we're going to put this covering the whole thing. This is crumb cake, and it's been embossed in that beautiful, what's it called? Christmas Tidings embossing folder. So we're going to put that on flat, covering the whole thing. So it would be 5 1/2 by 4 1/4, or 10.5 centimeters by 14.85. So that's 29.7 centimeters. I do know it. It's just taking me a while for it to become second nature. So now I used liquid adhesive so I could slide that in place. And now I have this present. See, and I'm mimicking that design there in the presents. Now, I had laid these pieces, so I already have this cut out of distressed gold. And I had meant to show you, but this one was stuck on it already, so they're stuck together. They are going to go, well, you know what? I better put this one down first. And I haven't decided if I want to put a sentiment on here or not. So that's going to go like so, straight on. You want to make sure that your bottom is even. And then this one, I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of this. And there's dimensionals on the bottom. This is just to give it a little bit of height. And then I'm going to put my little half present here. And I think I should pop it up, maybe not. Yeah, I'm going to pop it up, and then it's going to be kind of like, you know how sometimes, oh, you've got one more present to add under the tree, and it just kind of sits kind of piled up. That's the look I'm going for. But I want this dimensional on the other side, and I don't know if it's too late to do that. Kind of it was, because this side is going to lean over top. There. How cute is that? And now I don't know if I want to add anything or if I just want to leave it like that. I'm just going to leave it like this for now because it's got all the stuff on there. So that's what I sometimes do. Although you know what, I did have a little something. And I didn't want this one. I wanted a different color. Ha ha, this one's coming off. Okay. I forgot how organized I was. Dimensionals. And I have to think about this. The dimensionals have to go on this side. There. And yes, I didn't want a saying, but I did decide to use a little tag. So that's going to go like so. And then look, I've got this open me. And it's going to sit like that. Just tucked in a little bit. I'm not going to put a popper on it. There. Just going to slide that underneath. And just so that you can read it. And that adds just the right amount of what I wanted on this card. And then in the inside, I could do my other little present here. There. And then I can stamp something. Since I don't know who this is going to, I don't know if I want to stamp something in the inside yet. So that, and you know what, I'm going to do one more card because I just wanted to. So I had some extra pieces left of the embossed stuff. So what I did was I had inked up the embossing folder. So if you ink on the debossed side, and that means on the smooth side of your folder. So here we have our Stampin' Up folder, and if you open it up, the debossed side is that side. This is bumpy on the back. You can feel it's bumpy. So you want the smooth side. That's where you ink up. You just ink up your ink right on top of there. Put your paper in, close it, run it through your die cutting machine, and then you get this. And I've saved the piece that I cut off. And then, because this, I believe, is it sideways? It was like this. And then I trimmed it off. Okay. And then I laid it on a piece of white, and then I embossed it again so that this looks like it's all one piece. It's really cool. So I'm going to put that on the front of my crumb cake card base. And then we're going to just do something super simple. And this is, again, I had all these pieces because I was playing. And so then I saved them all, and now I get to make quick and easy cards. So that's what you do. You spend one day playing. Oh, and you know what? It's not quite. There's a 1/4 inch. Doesn't cover the whole thing. There's a little 1/8 of an inch rim of crumb cake. And then look, I have this that I wanted to add because there's the love. So I wanted to add, that's the theme going, right? And then I have this one, and I want to show you something with this. So we take a little Whisper White ink spot. Now Stampin' Up sells uninked ink spots, and you can just get a thing of white craft ink refill. I've got a sponge dauber, and then you just go over it, and it gives a really nice look. See? You could do it just to highlight whatever you want to highlight, or you can do the whole thing. Whatever you want. It gives a bit of a snowy effect too. Don't worry if it gets in the background a little bit. That's okay. But it's really a nice, nice look. I'll show you some finished cards that I've done as well. But even if your budget doesn't allow for a new stamp set, it will allow for a new embossing folder. It's just a nice way to treat yourself. So what I do is I'm going to layer that like so. And then I want the love to show. And then this is from our in color twine. So isn't that cute? And what I could do, I'm going to put some dimensionals on this side. And I don't have to layer the string through both of them. Oh, now I forget what side I was going to do it on. Oh yeah, on this side. I'm a visual person. I'm directionally challenged. I automatically turn the wrong way. I'm trying to teach myself to be more aware, spatially aware. And then I'm going up a little bit because I don't want two of these bumps. I could just cut this one off. If you don't want to have to worry about this one, just cut that tag off, that loopy thing. And then I'm going to just add adhesive to the back of the crumb cake one. And then to keep it all even, we'll put one dimensional in the corner over here. Okay, we don't need that piece anymore. And then you've got sending cheer. There, and then if you wanted to, you could just, if you want that string to stay up there without flopping down, what we can do is use a glue dot. I think it's time for a new box of glue dots. No, there's still a few left on this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick up the glue dot. I'm going to see about where I want it. And I'm going to put that down. And then I'm going to squeeze my string together and just shove it on the glue dot. See? And now it's just going to stay how I want it to stay. It's not going to fall down. Isn't that cool? No one can see the glue dot, and it just gives the illusion of movement, and it looks great. So then in the inside, I could do a layer of white, or I can just leave it. You don't have to always put a layer of white in. You could put a little slot for a gift card. See, that's cute. But I've got this so that it can hang on a present, so I won't use that in there. Could just do another present or something. Whatever. I'm not going to finish it right now, but I am going to show you a couple of more cards that I used. There's this one. Isn't that cute? And with this one, I did that white craft ink treatment on the back with the folder. And then I have this one, which is just a whole pile of stockings on the string. And you know where that red string is from? It's from one of our brand new kits, which, you know what, I may as well show you. Before I show you the kit, I just found something on my desk. I found this deer and I found this wreath. And let me tell you, the deer is from Grassy Grove and the wreath is from St. Nicholas. And this is what I wanted to do with this card. Look at that. I don't know if it's going to fit anymore. I wanted to put the wreath over top of the deer, and then I was going to have them like this, just to add some more interest to my card. And because it says reindeer here, I just completely forgot. So what we're going to do, I'm so glad I saw that. I would have been so sad. This needs mini dimensionals because the big ones are just a bit too big. And then I'm going to put one strategically right over top of the wreath so that it kind of stays in place. And then to get those little backings off, just give them a little press with your pokey tool, and that just makes the edges stick up a little bit more. I still have a hard time. I need to use the pokey tool. There. You know, little tools make all the difference in the world. There. And now look, the reindeer is going to go right on here. And how cute is that? Now I like my cards so much better. All right, so that's that. And now the kit. So this is what your kits look like. They all come in a box with little polka dots, little brown box. Makes great little gift box too. So if I open it, you can see here is that nice thick cherry cobbler twine. It's like a flat, and it's just beautiful. It's got a rustic feel to it. Almost feels felt-like. This is a Christmas countdown kit, and it has these little envelopes, 2 different kinds, and then it has, look, it's just really cute. So I'm going to put that together, and then it comes with these big clothespins, and it comes with those. Oh yeah, the point is not to show you the whole kit. I just wanted to show you all the neat things that come in here. So it also comes with gold numbers. You can kind of see them underneath, and all this greenery, bows, holly, berries. That's going to be another day. I'll share the link with you in my description of my video so that you can get this kit if you want. Someone used them, and anyway, back to my card. Here's the last card. So that's really cute. Someone used those things from the countdown kit and put them, instead of hanging them on a wall or something, she clipped them to a skinny Christmas tree. And I thought, how much fun is that? But I thought it might be fun to turn those elements into beautiful cards as well. So who knows what I'm going to do with it, but it's a fun kit. It's a great thing to get for your family to do something together, or to do together with a group of friends. If you want to do it with me, let me know. I might do a Zoom class so we can all make it together. But I would love your feedback on that. I know I should just book a date and do it, but whatever. Anyway, thank you for joining me for Stamping Through My Stash. I hope that you had a wonderful time. I know I did. I'm really excited about the stamp set and the folder, and it just goes with so many of our products. So you simply can't go wrong. Have a super day. I hope you choose me as your demonstrator. Bye.